Hello, everyone. This weekend, I was able to build my website from whatever it was already in the design level. I had to redesign it, as well as just the interface. The user interface needed some touch up, and I did that one using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Originally, it was all HTML, CSS, Python, and a lot of other shell scripting, everything. Now, on top of it, for the JavaScript, I did build the user interface. So you will see the user interface a lot different and much better, maybe. At least I think that it is better. And to just help you out, I just want to show you the steps that I was involved, so that way you could do your website the same way. And there's a lot learning curve if you have never worked on a Linux server or web server, or uh, doing some kind of development on using HTML and CSS and JavaScript, or maybe Python, maybe PHP. Some programming language is involved, as well as website development, whether it's maybe web server itself that is Apache in my case, and then you have to run it on a SSL certificate to make sure your website is secure. In fact, there's a lot of steps involved. So I'm gonna go very basic, which I show you the step that is required for creating HTML file, a CSS file, and then a JavaScript, and do some demo as well for the websites that I design, and that way you can learn a lot from it. I hope it helps you. So if you have any question, please put a note on like a comment in the section where you want to ask the question. I'll help you out as much as possible. This is my website, mywebuniversity.com. This is the current website that is just redesigned already. So this is the front end page. You will see the My Web University logo, which is clickable. And then at the same time, you will see this banner that comes in, My Web University, where online learning is simpler. I basically provide at My Web University YouTube channel and My Web University YouTube channel in Farsi, as well as mywebuniversity.com. A lot of training for IT and developers and students and other ones that are interested to study computer science or computer related topics, whether it's programming language, operating system, database design, software engineering. I just have a lot of courses. And some of the courses at youtube.com, at My Web University. At My Web University is the channel handle. And then the Farsi version is youtube.com at My Web University in Farsi. Basically, in Farsi, I just explained the video in Dari or Farsi, where I was grown up in Afghanistan. When I was born, I was born in Kabul, Afghanistan, and then I was finishing high school, luckily in Kabul, Afghanistan, so I can read, write. I'm very fluent in Farsi as well. And then I could barely speak English, but that's beside the point. All I do is help you out. So if you are just interested to learn more, join our channel, and then please make sure you make some nice comments as well, so I can help you further. If I can do anything to help the community, that would be my best pleasure. So this is the website, and then I'm going to just go to the last video that I made was HTML, CSS, and JavaScript in one video. Basically, I explained about what is hypertext markup language, what is cascaded style sheet, and how you write interactive JavaScript for interactive web pages. So that was the video, and I showed you a lot of demo. And one of the demo was this six kind of modules that I wrote in JavaScript, and then it is doing simple arithmetic and math function. So, for example, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, power function, and square root function. All of those ones were demonstrated. And this video, I'm going to show you a little bit more of the same sort of type of explanation where you can create CSS and HTML and JavaScript. So stay tuned, and I'm going to just go to the lab, which is my actual website right here. As you can see, the website is already up and running. It is on a secure page, HTTPS. This log is showing that it's a secure page, and this is stand for hypertext transfer protocol secure. S meaning secure is a SSL certificate assigned there. So every data that is going through the packet through the network, it is encrypted. And then when it comes to the client side, it gets decrypted back through a private key and public key. And this key is like right here, it says connection is secure. So when you look at the certificate is good until April, and I'm going to renew it on before April 6th, and that would be another year good for. So this website that you can see is basically a continuation of a previous website that I just was showing you on other videos. So I backed up that file, the original one, as index_old.html, which is like the front end was designed like this, and then I was kind of like, well, I needed to just do a different page for getting to the YouTube channel, and one for YouTube Farsi, and then also my online book that was The Direct Path to Linux Ubuntu, which is a combination of 14 chapters. And then doing this website, now I have the YouTube channel. You just click here, and that will take you to my YouTube channel in English version, which you could see about 114, 1.6 thousand videos that are computer science, IT, and database and programming languages. All of them are there from zero to hero, and all kind of courses, right? So you will learn a lot from it. And let me just make it a little bit bigger so you can see it better. And then, and this is the website for the YouTube and English version. So since I click on this page, it opened the one that is there on the JavaScript. As soon as it opens this page, I want to show you what is currently available on a tab. It opens it to the next tab, so it shows you youtube.com at my web university. This is a small logo that whatever tools that I had, I created it. But as soon as you click on it, it just goes to update it. For example, if I just close this one and refresh this window, it just comes out with a text version of it. Says this is youtube.com, and when you point to it, it tells you go to youtube at my web university. Basically, that's the title property of the page. If you go on this page, if you point to this one, mouse over event, and then you can see the title shows up, go to YouTube at my web university. And then the colors is changing because I said whatever is kind of focus, change the color on that one. So if you click on this one, got this one mouse over, it will go there. Similarly for this. So each of these pages, if I just click on this one, it takes you to the English version of youtube.com, which is about 1.6K. And if you click on this one, it takes you to the Farsi version of it, my web university in Farsi, about 191 videos. And then there are a lot of videos that you are welcome to learn. I explain a lot of them on Farsi and Dari. Dari is the mother tongue that I have. So I'm very proud, and I'm very honored to still serve the community of our country fellows, that especially the young girls that they cannot study. So I made this website here with practice arithmetic and math. I know that there's a sixth grade and seventh grades people, they are just need to learn a lot of stuff, but this course, you could learn a lot of stuff from even like first grade and second grade, like addition and multiplication, subtraction, power function, all of that one. I'll demo all of that to you. So as you click on it, it just says that these are open. So you can see one is for one website, the one is for the other one, and the other one. So all three that were open. This is the one with my online book. Like right here, I showed you original design that was built for these two, plus the online book, the table of contents. So if you go on this one, it will come up with a nice table of contents page. And the one that I have already opened, it is just change the colors. So some of these links, if you click on it, it will opens up. So each chapter that you click on, you will go to one of those chapters and get to learn a lot more from it. And then some of them were like teaching you online courses. You can even practice Linux online for it. So like the preface, you could just see that it's coming here. That's the preface, tells you about my book in chapter 1. What is, let me refresh this one. Chapter 1, you can see because I had previously loaded it. If you don't refresh it, it's the old page comes up. And then this is chapter 1. And similarly, chapter 2 is the basic Unix and Linux commands. As you can see here on chapter 2, so chapter 2 was basically showing you what is the section of a Linux command, the manual pages, and the examples. So as you click on each of these tables, in the table that I provide you, you could learn about 33 basic Linux commands. So all you have to do is click on a command like calendar, and then I take you to the calendar page. And then once you refresh this one, let's see, this one is not modified. It is still the old page. So I have to redesign that one also. And then there's a lot involved here. So for calendar chapter 2, let me go to another one that I already tested. So I'm gonna go to chapter 3. And chapter 3, you can see if I just did this one, I did chapter 6, I believe, or chapter 5, or chapter 4, one of them. So let's see, chapter 4, and this is advanced level. And then there's about 88 commands on chapter 4. You can see there's a lot of them. I did the videos also. And then, so chapter 4, if I click on this process stream 3, it still comes out with the old page. But let me see if chapter 6 was the one that I test. Chapter 6 is the one. Yeah, I believe chapter 6 was for this page. And if you click on some of these commands like HTTPD for Apache web server, the command runs here. And then at the same time, if you go on any of these ones, for example, let's say on chapter 2, we showed you that the chapter 2 is there, and then I click on calendar, and then right here it shows you the man for calendar. So I know that I worked on the man and .cgi program, and then I just redesign it, and it looks like here, it is just having the new interface. And then it comes out with the Java kind of like banner telling you that we're welcome to the website. So right here, you can type in any command, like you could say, show me the pwd command, manual pages of it, and you just get the pwd command here. And then you could say, show me the calendar command like we just did, and then you get the calendar. But at the same time, if you just decide to run the command like calendar here, you run the command, you get the output of it here. And then you just see it. I will redesign the background and the images, everything on this one also, and I'll demonstrate it on the next video there. But let me just show you some of the other pages that I have already done here. So like here, we showed you the website, and you go to either Farsi or English, and you're welcome to watch all of these videos there. There's a lot. But if you click on JavaScript page, it will open the JavaScript page, and then for each of these ones, you have an option to practice them. So, like for example, if you want to practice addition, somebody that is in even first grade, you could be a big brother or a teacher or a person that assists other ones. Maybe a little young boy or girl may need your assistant to teach them how to do addition and multiplication and subtraction, division. So you just come in on the page, JavaScript, where I showed you here, and you click on one of these whether it's addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, power, or square root. So I already opened the addition, and then when you click on the addition here, let me just open it here. I'm gonna close these other ones. I don't need it, that money to be open. So if you click on addition here, the addition page comes up. Now you have two numbers. It says addition of two numbers, zero as default values for num1 and num2. But you can increase the numbers as you click on this one. You can grow the number and then you can decrease it. As long as you keep clicking on it, you get negative number eventually, right? And that negative number decreases as you click on it. But if you just go on the increase this one, let's say you go minus 34 minus 4, and you click on result, then you get say that it's minus 30 because minus 34, you owe $34 and you just made $4, now you owe $30, or you paid $4 to the company, and then now you have owed minus $30. So if you reset it, the values, look at reset. As soon as you these ones get focused, this result comes in. So when I click on this one now, it says go ahead and do the summation. And then if I just do this one like 5, 1 plus 5, you can see if the student is really first grade or second grade, they can simply use that one without any kind of knowledge. They can just keep practicing it, right? But if they just want bigger numbers, like 2 digit or 10 digit or 4 digit, they keep clicking this on this one as much as they want, and then they just go and then do the addition on those ones. So the numbers are just a button that you keep clicking and doing it. And every time you these ones get focused, if I just decrease the 35 to 34 and then 33, then I click on the decrease twice. The same thing with 16, if I decrease it once, now if I just want to add this result, it gets a result. Notice that every time you add these numbers, you get a value. And as soon as this number changes, if I go click once, the result comes and say, you want to calculate that one? Yes. And then it gives you the summation and then the value. Now this value is the last value that was calculated. It's right there. But if you just change that one, now it says, okay, you want to just get focused because that number changed from 34 to 35. Now you want to recalculate, and it's going to tell you that summation of that one is 50. And at the same time, you have option to say, let's say on the right, click here, right click, and then go to inspect, and you have this console. If you click on the console, all of the computation that we did is on the console window, it comes in. You can also run the commands here, console.clear. Everything that you do, you could say 2 plus 5, it's going to just give you values. 2 to the power of 5, it's 32, or math.pow of 2 comma 5 also gave you 32. So you do have options to write stuff on the console and debug your code. And if there's any faults or any statement that's not working on it, the console will just tell you the error there that you can debug it. So that's very nice thing about the console. At the same time, if you decide to say, well, I learned enough on addition, let's just do division. So you go on division. Notice on the division, when the student wants to learn division, so if you divide any number by zero, zero denominator cannot be a negative. I mean, cannot be zero. Cannot be zero. So if you click on result, it says division by zero is not allowed. And then notice here the num2 denominator cannot be equal to zero. So if I change this one to 1, and then this one to 2, 2 divided by 1 is 2. And 2 divided by 2 is 1. So you get the result here. However, if you decrease this one, it doesn't matter what is the numerator. Denominator being 0, you get this divide by 0 is not allowed there. So that's a nice thing about it. And then you could also do the same thing with right click here, go to inspection, inspect, and then on the inspect, if you click on these elements are showing all of the numbers, the buttons that we have created those elements. But notice all of these ones, everything is just giving you that information here. So if you change the value on the code here, let me move this one a little bit down. And then right here, if I just go say, okay, let's just make this one 7 divided by 2, I should get 3.5, and I get 3.5. And right here on the console also give you the same value. So if you change this one 7 divided by 3, and the result is 2.33, look at the precision, 2.333 up to 35 and the last digit. So you can just change those ones. And students that are just learning at elementary school arithmetic, they can learn this one, and they can try more larger numbers by just click on it. So whatever the number, you just update it. You just do the division there. So that is for division. Let me show you one more of this one. Like subtraction, obviously, is very easy. And so I need a number that you subtract. If you go like, let's say 15 minus 3 is going to be 12. 15 minus 3, because the 15 is also, notice that this is a subtraction. 15 plus 3, why is that plus? Let me just see if I think that this is the copy and paste part. So this is a good thing that I'm going to catch this one. Now notice that the part that I did modify. So because I started with my add.html file, I just was copying it. Most likely I copied the problem with this number. So let me just fix that one. And then I go here, not on this one. Right here, I open already the website. So notice this one also copy index.original. This one I made a copy so I could test the original one as old one. That's how easy it is for you to back up the old one so you can test it. And now if I go to JavaScript directory, JavaScript, and then vim my sub.html. So this my sub.html, you can see that maybe the call that I did it was say my add this. Yeah, so somehow this typo, because I copied everything from the add function, I forgot to update this one. So now it's going to call my sub.js, and then vim my sub.js is JavaScript code that is actually doing the work. And this file is already there. So I'm going to just show you the addition that was carrying out wrong. Now, if I just do again, and I have to refresh the page, this is not like React, so that whatever number that you do, you have to just refresh it and then say 15 minus 3, and now you could see that it's 12. Before it was adding the number. So the function that I'm doing here, the result, if I search for the result variable, and the result is stored all the values, num1, num2, when it gets there, you can see the result is just basically as the result of count1 minus count2. That's getting restored here. And at the same time, if you just go here, right click on it and say inspect, and then you can see on the console the value that is 15 minus 3 is 12. So if I change this number to say, let's just make it 16 minus 3, and then as soon as I click on the result, then it prints out the value to 13, and 16 minus 3 is 13. So any number here, 16 minus 5 is 11. You get 11 here, and you get 11 here, as you can see. Okay, so that's how you test it. In order for me to just make sure that I did not have any other typo, I'm gonna also check multiplication, and then multiplication, I should be able to add 3 times 2, 6, and if I get 6, it's good, and that means my multiplication.html call program is calling my mult.js. So the way you work on it is like this: vim my mult.html, and then the program that I'm calling is my mult.js. That's the script part of it. So it source that one, and then whatever these values are, it's getting the values. Then my mult.js for multiplication, it does that one. So if I just say cat minus n my mult.js, that is the whole file, about 54 lines. I'm going to just run laugh out loud cat minus a for animation to just slowly go through it. Notice the JavaScript has 2 variables, count1 and count2. I initially set them, then I do num1 span to get the element, so I can get my class there, and then the first element is num1 is array of sub 0, and then the second number is array of sub 1. Excuse me. And once I read them, all of them, then get element by ID or whatever manipulation I do, as soon as I do that one, then I do these buttons by result. So you can click on the results, increase or decrease or reset. And then once the user chose the number, then click on the result, then I do the multiplication here. See, count 1 times count 2. And then at the same time, I display it on the console, and then also send it to the user. So the user, you can see here, if you just say 5 times 3 should be 15, and it's going to be 15. And if you go on the console here, inspect it, you can see on the console window, you can see 5 times 3 is 50. So that's how easy it is for you to do all of those maths. But the students could just keep practicing them, right? So if you just look at the code, it will just be that. Let me just Control C out of this, and then clear the screen. And then the next one, I'm going to show you my PAL function, my PAL.js. And then this one is also for power function, which is like 2 to the power of 5 is 32. And 5 to the power of 2 is 25, that kind of things. So the easy way to do that one, you can see here. Let me just go open up the page. So right on one of these ones, this is the power function. So if you click on this one, the power function comes in. Again, you're giving 2 numbers, number 1 to the power of number 2. So if number 1 is 5 to the power of 2, basically it says 5 times 5, and the result would be 25. 5 times 3, it would be 125, because 5 times 5 times 5. And then if you decrease the number, say 2 to the power of 3, that's 8. Because 2 times 2 is 4, and times 2 again is 2 times 2 times 2. So 2 times 2 is 4, and 2 times 4 is 8. And if you just increase this one, 2 times 4 is 16. And then if you do the 5, 32. To the 6 is 64. To the 7 is 128. To the 8 is 256. To the 9 is 512. To the 10 is 1024. And to the 11 is 2048. It keep growing, right? Double that. So, and some of these numbers, we know it by heart because of the binary numbers. And if you just go to the power of 10, for example, is 1024. There's about 1024 port in Linux, and that is system related. The first 1024 ports that you're assigning it. And if you go increase it, this one to the power of 16, that's the maximum number of ports that a Linux or a system as well as application can open, 65,536. These numbers sometimes are mathematics, they just, or in physics and math and calculus and everything. So just understanding basic of math, simple stuff. When you want to help your brother or sister to learn math, the best thing that you could do is to teach them some kind of math and science and algebra and basic of arithmetic at a very, very young age. And that's going to be done. And if you want to help them further, you could also coach them soccer. That's what I love to coach kids, to just because all this geometry shape and everything, how they pass triangle and how to control and make a kind of curve shots or banana shots for some of those ones, and then how to run like a loop forever, and how to circle the ball around somebody, dribble them, and this and that. All of that is for fun. And the kids could, at a very young age, grow that way. They become very smart, and then they are smart, and just you have to just help them out. So this is the website basically for that one. So if I just go for the other function, let's say my web university on square root. The square root is basically whenever you take a square root of 4, for example, is 2, right? And if a square root of 9 is 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. Well, square root is the opposite of what is the square of some number. So if I get a square root of 16, it should be 4. But if I get a square root of 17, it's 4 point something. It's not like a real number. So it is floating point numbers. So if I just go 25, right here, 25, square root of it should be 5. Because 5 to the power of 2 is also, or 5 times 5 is 25. Similarly, like go all the way to 100, you can go to that one. But let's say 49, 7 times 7 is 49, you can see that. And if you go 64, 8 times 8, right? So that's how a square root is calculated. But when the students learn it at a very, very young age, they are just getting it. I mean, 8 times 8 is 64, actually. I don't know what I said at the time. Sometimes I talk and I don't even pay attention to what I say. So, and that's how you do it. And then if you want an 81, for example, 9 times 9 is 81. So you just click on 81 here and it's good. And then and it's 9. The way you could also do it on inspect for the console, let me move the console up here. So you can click on the console here. You can also clear the console by typing console.clear. And then now you can practice. You say, math dot how of 2 to the power of 10, that's 1024. And then if you say square root of math dot, you have to write this math dot, this square root of, let's say, 2 to the power of, actually, square root only takes one argument. So, and this one, if I say 100, obviously it's going to be 10. If I say 1,000, it is that number. But if I say 4-digit, take 2-digit out, it's going to be 100. And then if it is 5-digit, it's going to be a different number. But 6-digit, 1,000. Take 3 of them out, and then it's the opposite. So that's how you calculate it. You can also use the square root a different way. You can do nested function, but let me show you something with the pow function. So like if you could say math dot pow of 2 to the power of 10, you can see that is 1024. At the same time, you can also say this one, you can also say 2 to the power of 10. That also give you 1024. This formula is like a power function and the double asterisk. And some other one is the encore statement. Some of them they use the double asterisk to do it. JavaScript uses the double asterisk. So if I just say, okay, now I get that one, could I just do something like, let's say, to the power of 5 right here, and then that's 32, or 5 to the power of 2. 5 to the power of 2, you can see it is there. 5 to the power of 2 is 25. Now, if I just did that one, I could also say math dot square root of 25. That should give me 5, right? It is just the opposite of it. So you can also do something like this, say math dot square root of math dot how of 2 comma 5, 5 comma 2. 5 is times 2, right? 5 to the power of 2. So you go do that one. This is just returning the same result as if you're just replacing that math.pow of 5,2 as giving you the 25, and then that's gonna give you square root of it. So you could do nested a lot of levels, and so that is how you could do practice this and get this thing done. So another thing that I want to show you on JavaScript, whenever you're doing like my square root, if I just go on my square root function here and say then my square root dot JavaScript here, and then somewhere where I just make a typo, and just a typo that sometimes, let's say on the calculation, I come and say somewhere here, look at this one and says change the style whenever the result button is there. You just forget this double quote here to say change the color to green, but you forgot it and you saved it. Now this JavaScript has a syntax error because it started with this asterisk and it did not close it. So if I test the same one with square root here function, and I say, okay, go ahead, do, see now I click on the increase, it does not increase there. Because that you could see that whenever you're testing your JavaScript, if it doesn't respond to your action, you see, I try to decrease, it doesn't do it. I try to reset. Every time you click on it, nothing happens here. So what happens is most likely you did a typo there. Let me just show you how you can correct that one. So you go here and say inspect, and then now you open the, see this one? If you click on the console here, on the console itself, let me move this one a little bit here. So you can see at this console, I'm already on the console. So you can see here it says invalid or unexpected token. And it gives you the line number 33. So the line number 33, if I just click on it and this is the error. So line 33, if I just come back on my code, and you can see here line 33 is start with this code that did not close it. I could also say 1 comma. So by default, I set on BEM, VI improve, I set my editorial to have a line number, right? So I could say set no and you, and now I don't know which one is line 33. So if I just click on it, and then I need to just find out line number, I say set NU, now it is coming there. And if I want to go to line 33, I press escape, shift colon, and I type in 33, now I'm on there. So now all I have to do is just modify line 33. Right now my zoom, it was just blocking my face. I couldn't see what it was there, my eyes, and then I'm going to just put that code here, and then I have to save it. Now I did WQ save. Now I go back here. Notice this error is gonna come out here. If I refresh it, it's gonna just, the error went away. The error went away. Now if I just click on these numbers, it's gonna change. So watch this one. I refresh this one and say increase this one, it goes there. And so get the result and get the output. So this is how you do it. The line doesn't matter what line it is there. On this one, I could just come in here and change this one. Sometimes you could have a value error, right? The value you're saying decrease, it's not decrementing there. And then I have 2 equals sign, 2 semicolon. Even if you miss 1 semicolon, it's the Java parser, JavaScript parser is going to automatically insert it for you. It's not anything to worry, but you cannot have a semantic or syntax error. If you have syntax error like that semicolon was missing, you get an error. But if you have semantic error, then when you meant to decrement it, you wrote a plus plus on the part, or like where I was calling the JavaScript there, I was not giving the right name. So you have to look at those part there. We already tested all of them. It is working great. And last, every time you write some program here, like if I just go here and I say clear screen, and so for this website that I did, like if I just look at the number of programs that are all of the files that are HTML here, and then say word count minus L, you can see there's 54,161. So sometimes if you do write programs to automate it, it is much faster to do it, but you could have a typo somewhere. Make sure that you can easily catch a typo. Like if you wrote the program yourself and you code it, you know in and out of it. That's what I did. That's why it was so easy for me to say, oh, why is it doing subtraction when it's supposed to do addition, or vice versa. In that case, my add was called when I should have called my sub here. So on this program, if you could look at the number of JavaScript, for example, say how many JavaScript programs are there, you can see 103 of them. And if I say how many Python program is there, .py, it's not there, but it is on a different directory. That's the server is under user left CGI -bin. All of that is 9 of them is .py. How many of them are .cgi? It's 184. And if I want to just look at all my Python program here at the CGI, I could say, well, read a var, and then say a var, and then say do, and then say echo reading $$ var now, and then just put a date command, sleep like 2 seconds, then cat minus n $sign var, and then do a laugh out loud cat, so it will just do display them colors, and then I say run a stat command. But the stat command, I don't want to do laugh out loud cat. I just do a stat, so it's showing it white color. You can choose whenever you want to do something. Then say sleep another second, 1 second, and now run the date. And so now we have that one and say done. Now, if I just do this one and look at all the 184 line of code, it will just keep going on my screen. And if I just maximize this window, you see that it's really nice. You can see all your Python programs there, 184 of them. And then what I'm showing you is there is like if I just look for a PDF version of these files, there's maybe 84 or 64,000 HTML and 184,000 or 104,000 combination of both HTML and HTML and PDF files. So my Python program generate that one, and if I just go on the web server here, notice that when you go on this one, if you go on chapter, let's say chapter 10, 11 is Red Hat, so you could get the web server, which is all my Python program that generate these thousands of 12,000 PDF files for Red Hat. So if you're looking for a GCC for GNU collection compiler, this is about 600 pages or long or something. You don't need to buy books. You just come in on my website. I give you everything. And I basically did this one for a student at Pasadena College because they couldn't afford to buy book. I felt the pain myself. I went through that one when I was doing my bachelor and master degree at Cal State Fullerton long time ago. And I'm old. So you can see that this is about 678 pages there. And you can do a control F search for a for loop or while loop or whatever syntax you want to check. You could keep doing it. Look at how many times the for is shown there. That's a lot, right? So you could just keep searching, and then one of those statement is there. If you look for like while this GCC basically give you compile code syntax, and then also how to write functions and how to do a while loop, a for loop, if statement, branching, and all of that, right? So you can see here if condition, do that. So pointers, everything. So at the same time, if you're looking for Python, just Control F and search for Python here, and then open that one, Python. And then if you just say, well, I learned only a few pages from this python.pdf file, that's true. It's only 12 pages. But do me a favor. If you're interested to learn more, do a Control F here and search for HTTPS. I already provide you further. So those references that were on the manual pages, I made it like a hyperlink. So now you can just go to the hyperlink and go to the python.org website. And then under this, the documentations, hundreds of thousands of documentation and there on the website as well. If you want to learn tutorials, go there. So a lot of tools. I built this website, even though there's only 4 buttons, but behind the scene, there's thousands of things for you. So like here, this one, if you want to learn Red Hat or Rocky or Linux, look at Rocky. Same thing with all the PDF or 11,000 PDF file here. So if you're looking for Windows related stuff, go to chapter 4 and then come down here where it says documentation for Windows and Linux, and then there's about 54,000 PDF files just on this page. And if you want to do PowerShell, click here, you get all the PowerShell here. So if you look for the command get dash process, you just get that one. And then if you just click on it, it is there. But if you know it, you go and open a PowerShell command here and just click this one. Now you're on a PowerShell and say get dash process. It is the process that is running. PS is the alias for it. So get dash alias PS, you can see it's the same as process. And so get dash host is just telling you what version of PowerShell you have. There's a lot of things that I already showed you, and if you want this one also with colors stuff, you can do that one similarly with animation. Laugh out loud cat utility comes on PowerShell as well, so you could do that one. And then at the same time, if you have the 7.4, you can say out dash rainbow. That will also give you the color. So whatever out dash rainbow, let me move this one out of the way. The zoom is blocking me. So yeah, out dash rainbow, you get that one, and every time you run the command, you get a different output. Get dash host. So if you say -A for animation, it will do animation. Similarly, like get dash host by itself, you get all the values there. And then if you say laugh out loud cat -A, it will just show every line for you in animation aspect. You could do that there. Similarly, for you, or on the Linux here, notice that we did the Python. This is going to just go because it was 184 files. Each one of them, depending on how big it is, the content of it, it will just display the number of lines. Then it does a kind of stat on it to see that what is the permission, all of that. So if I control C out of this one, and then sometimes when you do a while read bar, it is just deeper into the level, but you can do a control Z to suspend it, and you can just do that same thing. So now if I just did the same thing with, and instead of running it on that directory, I could just say, show me all the JavaScript, which is on this directory. So I have to give the extension of the JS extension, say, show me all the JS, and then JS, but then at the same time here, the path to that one would be var HTML and then JavaScripts directory. Now it's going to just show all of those ones there. Isn't that cool? You can look at your code and in a very, very fast method, then at a very glance of it, in a few seconds, you could just pinpoint some of the things that you need to update, or maybe you can see, okay, yeah, this is the latest update that I did last week or last month. And then, or you can also get the stat. You see the stat here information. It says that what was the file last modified, the timestamp when it was accessed, when it was modified. So knowing Linux and Unix and then programming, you are in control. You can just do whatever you want to do with it. Okay. And I hope you are going to just subscribe to our channel, and then help your younger fellows, whether they're brothers, sisters, or a neighbor, or relatives, or friend, and that you just want to teach them some math, some computer programming, some maybe you could learn it yourself, some maybe you could do something like I do, help others, and then that would be awesome. And So this is my web university in English, and this is my web university in Farsi. You're welcome to subscribe on both or just one, depending on what this interests you, and then all of these websites you can use it and then practice it and do it. One of the things that I was showing you about the programming on, let's say, chapter my web university, I said chapter 4, 5, and 2, 3, and 4, you can practice it. Let me show you some of the things what I meant. So if you go on this book, and you are welcome to go basic, chapter 2, or intermediate, or advanced, or shell programming. But if you decide to do shell programming, this is what I want to show you. Like here, that the actual script is here. You can look at the script, and then you say, okay, if I want to practice that one, can I just get your source code? Yes, it's all available for you. And if you say, okay, if I just want to run that one, can I run it on the website? Yes. If you say if args 10 and 10 equal, and it tells you that 10 is equal to 10. Here, if you just say, let's say a number, this one are not different, so it says that 5,000 is greater than 499. Right. So you can do comparison. At the same time, you can run the commands here. If you know the Linux commands, you can type in Linux command here, like calendar, and they're running dynamically here. Let me just do Control plus. So when I said you can practice Linux on my website, on top of it, that I show you on chapter 2, the commands, and on a click, you get the output. Here you can come and practice. You say, give me the calendar, it will tell you the calendar for this current month. And say, okay, what is today's date? You type in date, and it will tell you it's Sunday, March 16, and it's 11:45. And then you say, give me the OS uname-a, it will tell you. Say, give me ls minus l, and I'll give you a long listing of files there. And give me the print working directory there. And then just say, for example, PS 3 minus P process ID of 1. So if ID does not show, you could see PS3 1, and then this, some of the commands I don't provide it from here because I don't want somebody to just run a PWD and then say RM minus RF root, and then I say this command is not allowed, or say echo this. You could run this command or something, and run date. You could run that one, but then you could do enter kind of like a SQL injection by passing some semicolon and say echo RM minus RF, and then just say send this one to a file on the temp slash p dot temporary dot sh, and then put a semicolon, say bash minus x temp t dot sh. So if the hacker did this one, I'm just telling them, sorry, you wasted your time. And whatever you type in, it was just a waste of time. You couldn't run this command. That command is not allowed. So this program is smart enough to say, you cannot create files on my server. You cannot add users. You cannot do a lot of stuff. And then, but if you're just practicing Linux and say, give me calendar of 19070, let's say, and then it gave you that January 1st, 1970. Some of the commands I allow it because I program it to do that one. So if I go on the chapter 2 of the website here, chapter 2, and then say, okay, let's say on chapter 2, I said, I show you the calendar command. Notice here the calendar 9070, I show you the calendar 9070. So if you just decide to say, well, I know query string, I could type in PWD here, I should get the print working directory. Yes, you do. If you just type in date here, yes, command is equal date, you can do the same thing here. You get the system D. If you say, give me ls plus dash L. Plus is because of space. So you can get the commands there. Since I provide you the option in chapter 5, now you don't have to do it on this one, because this one requires a little bit more syntax to just provide to skip the sequence with that one. And then with the chapter 5, you could automatically type in the Linux command similarly to what you're typing on the command level here. So of chapter 4, if I go back here, chapter 4, on this one, on the page, let's say chapter 4, you can see here on the chapter 4, I was telling you that chapter 4, you can run like a process stream 3, and then now here I say process stream 3.1, you can see you run this command, and the output is system D processes. This one is for system D. And then all these processes, stream 3, it shows you all the processes that are forked as a stream, and then they're just showing you all of the threads. So if you're on a Linux server, here you could say PS3.1, then you could get the same output there. And if you say PS3.1 and then laugh out loud cat -A, you could get that in a animation color. So each process as it is forked in the past, and it's going to display that are there for you. But if you want it all at once, you could just clear your screen and say, and don't do animation and then do this. There's options for this one. So you could do, the nice thing about this one is every time you do, you get a different color. So if I do a clear command and now all I have to do is that just use this command, and every time I get it, I get this different set of output. Notice the color changes, right? And then if I just wanted to like a different frequency, like the frequency of 0.1, you could get the frequency, no such frequency, laugh out loud cat. So 0.01. Okay, let me just see. Laugh out loud cat command -H. It will tell you the option. So dash uppercase F for frequency, or dash F. And so I could have said dash the frequency of this. It will tell you. And then if you just do like a certain value, you get a certain color in that one, right? So, or I could have just done dash lowercase frequency like that. It will do that. Okay. So that command here is just giving you options that if you just don't give any arguments here, automatically it tells you. So if I say df-h, it tells me this df-h, and then give you the output as you do it. And then similarly for calendar, it's really nice to just see that result with different colors, right? So you could have some fun also. I hope that helps you out, and then let me know what interests you most and what you want me to make my next video, and I want to help you out. Take care. God bless you all. Bye-bye.